Hey, how is everybody doing? My name is Erickson Valdez, one of your statistic for business class peer. I'm here to help you guys out, and we're gonna start doing the homework for chapter 8, interval estimation. I will not be using the same number because I don't want to do the homework for everybody, but I'm gonna show you all the procedure to answer all these questions. Question number 19 says, the average cost per night of a hotel room in New York City is $273. Assume that this estimate is based on a sample of 45 hotels and that the sample standard deviation is 65. What is the 95% confidence? With a 95% confidence, what is the margin of error? Well, in order to start answering question, we must understand the statements. So how can we write this in numbers? How can we convert this essay into numbers? Well, the average cost is 273. And we can express this as the average cost is 273. Sample of 45 hotel, that would be n equal 45 hotel. And the standard deviation of 65. With these three pieces of information, we will be able to answer all three questions. So let's get started with A. With 95% confidence, what is the margin of error? Well, in order for you to answer this question, we must understand two things. What do they mean by this? And what do they mean by what is the margin of error? Well, what is 95% confidence? 95% confidence is simply the following. 95% confident means that the probability of getting something is from here to here, from negative z to z. The area in between is negative 5. 95%. If that's 95, so what is the measure from here to here? The same as from here to here. How do we get that measure? Well, the whole graph represents 100%. If we deduct 95 out of 100, then we are left with 0.05%. If we divide that by 2, we will get the measure for each side of the tell. In this case, will be 0.025, same as here, 0.025. That's the 95% confidence. But what is the margin of error? Well, based on the book, the formula to find the margin of error when we have the standard deviation is the following. Z beta divided by 2 times standard deviation divided by the square root of the sample size. Next, what does this mass mean? Well, that means what is the z value for the measure of one of the z value. In order for you to get that, all you have to do is to find the z value for the one on the right, for the z value on the right. How do you find that? Well, think about it for a second. The area of this piece right here is 95. If you add up this little portion, which is 0.025, you're gonna get the cumulative measure of 95% plus 0.25, which will add up to 0.975. 0.025 plus 0.95% equals 97, wow, 97.5%. That's the area from here to this z value. So if that's the area, all we have to do to get a z value is to refer back to the z table in order to get the z value. If we go to the z table, we will get 1.96, and that's the number that's gonna go here, 1.96. And all we have to do is just substitute the value. We have the standard deviation, which is 65, and we also have the square root of the sample size, which is 45. If we do the math for this, all we have to do is just multiply 1.96 times 65 and divide that number by the square root of 45, and we will get 18.99. 80.99 is the margin of error, or stated with the abbreviation MOIL. And that's the answer for question A. Let's move on to B. With a 95% confident, what is the 95% confident interval of the population mean? Well, based on the book, all the procedure that we have to follow in order to find the confident interval estimate of a population mean is the following. Sample mean plus and minus the z value of one of the side divided by 2 times standard deviation divided by the square root of the sample size. If you look at question A, we already have this portion, which is equal to 80.99 plus and minus. If we look to the up again, we will find this value, the sample mean, the average, which is 273. Now, the question is saying to find that interval estimate. In order to find the interval estimate, all you have to do is just the following. 273 plus 80.99. I'm sorry. Minus 80.99. Here, you do the same thing. 273 minus plus 80.99. Let's do the math. 273 minus 18.99. You get 254.01, and on this side you will get 291.99. So the answer for B is the following. 95% confidence interval estimate is 254.01 and 291.99. That's all for B. Now let's move on to C. 2 years ago, the average cost of a hotel room in New York City was 299. I'm sorry, 229. Discuss the changing cost over the 2-year period. Well, without answering this question, without doing the procedure to answer this question, we can see that if 2 years ago the average cost was 229, 2 years after the average cost was 279, we can conclude that the average cost of a hotel room in New York from 2 years ago up to now has increased. And if you want to do all the procedure, all you have to do is the same thing. You have a new average cost, which is 229, and all you have to do is just follow the same procedure. 18.99. You get the difference, the interval estimate, which is this minus this goes here, and that plus this go here, and you will get answer. And this question has many solutions. Well, guys, thank you. As I said before, I'm here to help you out. I also had a hard time answering this question, and I realized that some people doesn't have that amount of time that I have to spend so many time reading this book, and I felt that I should also do something for my peers. If I know how to do something, why not showing it to everybody? That way they can learn too. Well, with this said, I'm gonna let you go. Here you have it. Thank you and enjoy.